Hello number ones, welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking. Just wanted to get you hyped up for a new video that I've been producing in these last few weeks. It's called The Truth About Pompeii, and it's a very in-depth analysis. These complex and multifaceted videos take quite a bit of time to be produced. I apologize for that, but I hope that in the meantime you'll enjoy today's upload. Thank you. Am I too blue? I think I'm too blue. Is there even such a thing as being too blue? I don't know where to put this. Where do I put this? Where do I put it? I'm so blue. I'm just gonna do this. There we go. Oh yeah, that's good. That's great. Right. Okay, number one. So here I am, just going around social media, having a great time. Well, you see, you just scroll through Facebook, and sometimes I'm just amazed at how random your day can be when you're just scrolling through social media. So as you can see here, I'm just having some fun, looking at it, finding some really good. I'm scrolling and I find some really nice horse barding in steel, and then the strongest hair growth solution online. Hair growth. Do you want me to? Did you even see? Aren't they supposed to be like, where is it supposed to go? Where? What do you want from me? Zuckerberg, I know that was you. Anyways, as I was saying, just scrolling through, they're very nice. And then I was on Twitter. And that's when I saw this absolute idiot. MrBeast is once again displaying his white savior complex. And says, while looking like a literal colonizer? Now, it's either an idiot or it's someone who's just doing, rage bait and trying to get as much clicks as possible. So I don't know if he actually believes the stuff he believes, but it seems like, I don't know, it appears to be. But even if it wasn't the case, even if this was one of those situations where, he's just doing it for click, rage, whatever it's called, and then he doesn't believe it, there are plenty of people that actually do. But for now, I'm just going to believe that this is real and he's not trolling. And also he says, so we're talking about healer is anything but, by the way, because this is definitely not healing my soul. In fact, if anything, it's just poisoning it with toxicity. So he also says, follow, whatever, please donate, absolutely not, to my Patreon, he, they. So he, they, what they did is that they've been consistently complaining about a very famous popular content creator by the name of MrBeast. And the thing about MrBeast is that, personally, I'd like to share my opinion on MrBeast. It's not the type of content that I like, okay? So I don't watch MrBeast. I very occasionally watched it, but I mostly did it because I was like, well, this guy's very successful. Let me see if I can learn a thing or two from some, I don't know, methods, some whatever he does, because clearly it works. But I'm not the target audience. I get bored very quickly. I don't watch the videos and I just leave. But I suppose I don't represent the usual user of the platform, considering the hundreds of millions of views that he gets on any upload. Good for him. Thing is though, that whether you like MrBeast or you completely dislike him, one thing is for sure, and that is a lot of the videos that he makes, they end up, the projects, whatever that he does, they end up really helping real people. Now, I've seen a lot of debates online when it comes to the actual reasonings behind this sort of content, in the sense that, yes, he is helping people, but is he doing it for the wrong reasons? And we can, sit down and debate this all day long. At the end of the day, clearly one of the reasons, it's just to be honest about it, clearly one of the reasons that is probably one of the main incentives behind these sort of projects that he pushes forward is the fact that they are extremely lucrative for him. So the guy has become a millionaire. I don't even know if he's a billionaire by now, but whatever. He has become an extremely wealthy, rich and successful content creator because of this pattern, this kind of systematic type of content where he helps out and does things that are like incredible. It started, I think, with giving $10,000 to a homeless person, but then it ended up graduating to like making and building stuff that not even governments usually do. Obviously, one of the main incentives is the fact that it's extremely profitable for him. It's not like you have to imagine that when he gives away $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, he's probably making like, I don't know, 50 times, 100 times that number. So at the end of the day, it's seed money from a marketing perspective, an investment perspective. It's seed money that then is turned into basically spend money to make money. This is the first incentive for sure. But whether he also does it because of the kindness of his heart, so he really enjoys helping people, or whether he does it because he sees people as props in his videos that are a way to make money. And these are two complete polar extremes. Of course, we have to imagine that maybe there are a lot of intermediate levels, but whether he's a saint and he does it because he just loves it, he's just a good guy, loves helping people, whether he's a saint or whether he does it in a very materialistic way, but he actually does not give a damn about the people that he's helping, the fact that he's still helping people in a way that sometimes not even governments do, or corporations, is still remaining a major result or symptom, if we will, of what he's doing. So, do I know whether this guy is a saint and has a golden heart, or whether he's just a very successful business person and sees these projects as a business transaction? No, and I don't think there is any way for us to know. Nor am I interested in doing a deep investigation to try and figure out, well, hold on a minute, but let's see, let's review systematically 100 of his videos and try to create a sort of mapping and a psychological pattern together with a team of experts to try and figure out. Listen, even if it were possible, I wouldn't be interested in putting in the manpower, the resources, the time, because I'm not interested. What I will say, though, is that regardless of either of these two situations, the fact remains that he's really helping people. So whenever I see his detractors or haters that are pointing the finger saying, he just does it, but he's not doing it for the right reason, it doesn't matter, he's still helping people. So I'll say absolutely. Now, I do lean a little more, I think it's kind of an in-between, and I kind of lean more towards the idea of, no, I think he's probably a genuinely nice guy, but he's also become a business person, and so there is a little bit of both. But I don't think he really is this horrible monster that some people describe him to be. Also because, once again, I wish that the upper echelon of society and the richest among us, not to mention people of power, did half of what he does. Like, let's be honest about this. How many rich millionaires and billionaires can you find that do what he does? I mean, look at this video that this idiot is now complaining about. I built 100 homes and gave them away. So this guy, single-handedly, as a content creator and just a single millionaire, billionaire, whatever he is, he built successfully 100 homes and gave them away for free to people that did not have a home, resulting in a significant improvement in their living capabilities, quarters and whatnot. Now, in this specific case, I don't know where, because I didn't watch the video, so I don't know where he built these homes, but I see that definitely some of these homes were built in Africa, I would imagine, for what I can see here. And I see that as an amazing thing that he should absolutely be praised for, regardless of what motivations he's got behind. The problem is, though, that the people that get offended by it are not just people that might be a little bit iffy and be like, I don't know if we can trust him, I mean, he's a rich guy, is he really doing it because he means it? It's not just those people, which, you know, it's legitimate. I still think he should, it's great that he does it, but legitimate. No, it's the people that are gonna do it because of politics. Check this out. MrBeast is once again displaying his white savior complex. This is so stupid on a multitude of levels, and says, why, looking like a literal colonizer? Well, first of all, you have no idea, you absolute bundle of ignorance, what a real colonizer looked like. Because I can assure you that a real historical colonizer, the people that you seem to, of course, hate, but know nothing about, did nothing like what this guy did. They would take, not give. That is a massive, monstrous lack of coherence, logic and reason in the aforementioned statement. But also I'd like to focus very briefly on the white savior complex conundrum. Now, this is something that is extreme, like, if we can, it's probably one of the few things that you can literally look on Wikipedia and still find reasonable information. So if we write savior, check this out. If you appreciate my content so far and wish to help ensure my ability to continue to tell it how it is, regardless of any possible backlash, please support this channel on Patreon. Any support helps me and my team of academics keep the channel strong and gives us the means to fight back against the political rewriting of history. Stand with us, form the wall, defend the truth. The term white savior is a critical description of a white person who is depicted as liberating, rescuing or uplifting non-white people. It is critical in the sense that it becomes a pattern in which people of color in economically underdeveloped nations that are majority non-white are denied agency. What agency? The agency of not having a home in this case. Oh yeah, no, I'm denying your agency, so please, feel free. No, give the agency to these people in this specific case. And I don't even think it matters that he's helping black people in this case. Whoever is helping, it's okay. These are the people that's ultra focused, because they are the real racists, and they're the one that ultra focused on race and skin and ethnicity, whereas in this case, why don't we just see them as people? These are people that were helped by a person. Maybe we can discuss about the disparity in the wealth distribution within our human society, but when you make it about, oh, white bad, then it really, really annoys me. Passive recipients of white benevolence. It's very, very, very stupid. And then, of course, they talk about, like, movies that, in theory, are white savior complex. There we go, cinematic trope in which a white character rescues people. So basically, this is how this should be understood. To give you a brief definition, also because this is a little bit of a tangential discussion onto the broader topic of today's video. But I do want to mention it very quickly. So the idea is the following. This is how you should really read them. According to people like this guy, if you are white and you persecute black people and you are horrible to black people, well, you're racist and you're horrible. Agreed. If you're white and do nothing, alright, so nothing, you never have any interaction whatsoever with people of color, just mind your business, you're an enabler because you're doing nothing, therefore you're white and you're horrible. But white savior means that even if you're still white, but you're helping people, you're doing all you can, you're spending millions of dollars to help the people that you're saying need our help, then you're horrible because, and you're racist because, you know, white savior complex, and you're a colonizer. What this means is the following. What is the common denominator between these three aspects or situations that I've just described? White, white, white. Bad, bad, bad. So in other words, it doesn't matter what you do, if you're white, you're a problem. This is how these people think, which is an extremely racist way of thinking. It is derogatory in nature. It is divisive and separating, and it's the very opposite of real equality for every person, which is what I always push on this channel. I don't do politics, but one thing I do push is true equality and treating everyone with respect, treating everyone, well, people that deserve it, of course, and but basically not ultra focusing on the skin tone, but just look at people as one human race. We're all humans, but that's not what these people do. And even though they pretend to be, this is a full-on mask off, by the way, even though they pretend to be the ones that are all about fighting racism, in reality they are the racists. And they are as bad as those horrible people that have been historically extremely racist towards people of color or black people. They're as bad as those racists on the other side, because too extreme, it's the shoe horse effect, too extreme touch themselves. And that is an undeniable fact. Let me just double check that I'm still here. Okay, I'm still here. He has got more things now. He's saying, muting this now, MrBeast fans are unhinged. Well, you attacked him. They are sending me death threats. Of course, I never support that. Please don't do that. Because then you're going down at his level. What you want to do in this case is, you know, you can share your opinions, absolutely. If you're a MrBeast fan, you want to go here and say, hey, I disagree with you, what you're doing is nonsense, that's absolutely fine. But don't go into death threats, because that's nonsensical. Then being a white male content creator is so easy, is it? Because I've been struggling here, because you can apparently get away with it, with anything. How? That is absolutely, this is gaslighting, completely. Because it's the very opposite, and by the way, W capital letter mate. This is nonsense and it's gaslighting, because the reality is that in our day and age, as I've explored on this video, link in the description, it's the opposite. If you're white and you say anything racist, you get deplatformed immediately, as it should be, unless you're like a giant and make so much money that you are virtually untouchable. With that being said, if you are non-white and you say horrible things about white people, nothing happens to you. Now that is wrong, because what I believe is that both instances should be attacked, right? So if you are a horrible white person and you are making content to inspire hatred and attack people who don't look like you, absolutely you should have some consequences due to that, particularly if you're inciting people towards violence, because that is, you know, illegal. And I'm very much of a supporter of freedom of speech, but let's remember the freedom of speech does have some constitutionally decreed exceptions, for example, slander and defamation. And of course, inciting violence is not all like asking people publicly to commit a crime. Like, there are some exceptions. Freedom of speech doesn't mean you can say whatever you want, and that's one important thing to underline. But with that being said, yeah, so this is where we are, and he keeps just doing this. It's just hate farming, really. But I find it interesting that here, luckily, X or Twitter stepped in and said this video that they are referencing is one where MrBeast built 100 homes for people who don't have one. So there you go. Nowhere does it show him wanting colonialism. This post is rage bait, absolutely. And unfortunately, this is a discussion that has been going on with MrBeast that I've been following on and off, because again, it's not one of my main interests with this platform particularly, and also in my own personal time. But it is one thing that I find to be quite concerning. What's wrong with a billionaire basically doing so much for people that are less fortunate? In fact, I'd like to see more of this. And even if the incentive behind it's cold marketing and money, I personally wouldn't care. As long as people get helped, if not even all, but if half of millionaires and billionaires in our society did what he does, we would be in a completely different situation at a planetary level. So this sort of situation should be endorsed and pushed. So please, MrBeast, continue doing what you're doing. Of course you will, I'm just saying. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about today. Anyways, let me know what you think, of course, in the comments below, and always fight for freedom, justice, and true equality. And remember, the Metatron has spread his wings. Goodbye.